in Gundam Battle Assault 2, we try to find some aspects of it that are, well, bad. And
there's not much to say. Like, the game's not that bad.
Actually, the game's pretty solid, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like, let's put it together. I mean, we have a Magic series.
Yup.
That's pretty solid. Like, there's a legit, like, chain canceling system into special cancels.
Into super cancels, too.
Into super cancels. That's kind of, that's kind of dumb. I mean, it does a lot of damage.
It's kind of dumb, but, like, I mean, there are dumber things, like, in other games. Like, Third Strike has super canceling that does more damage than this game does.
Does it do a full bar of health, though?
Well, if you think about it, because a full bar of health is not a full bar.
Yeah,
like, a full bar of health is, like, 33%.
Yeah.
So, like, if you look at it like that, take, like, Chun-Li low forward super, what's that, 40%? Like, 45 plus mix-up afterwards, too?
So, mathematically speaking, actually, Third Strike does more damage off a hit. It's a really good system.
Okay, so essentially what happens is, like, I do combo, like, say I'm playing Burning Gundam, and Burning Gundam is kind of silly, because he has, like, a 4-hit hit confirm into super, and it does a full bar of damage. And, like, it seems kind of bad, but there's a system in the game where every time you lose a bar, you get knocked back, and you get knocked out of hit stun, and you essentially get reset.
It's kind of sort of a reset. You can still get hit out of it, but the damage is so negligible that it would ever waste any resources.
It's almost like you gain stamina in that mode. It's really weird. But essentially, like, but it only lasts until you hit the ground and have control again. Yeah. So the idea is that while you can keep pressure on during that, the person who got hit and is out now has a chance to, like, regain composure. Yeah. And I think in a game like this, where, like, there's a whole lot going on, I think that's a really good system.
It's a very good system. I mean, really, honestly, I have no problems with the top tiers. Heavy Arms is a cool character. Yeah. He's like Cable on steroids, but whatever. And we have Death Scythe. I mean, Death Scythe is kind of dumb, but there's ways around him too. I mean, it's kind of dumb that he's an unblockable normal, but
it's not that bad because the normal's really slow, and people complain a little bit about like he has unblockable resets, but you have to get hit with the beginning of it anyway. Like you have to have not solid defense essentially, or he has to gimmick into you. But like if you're playing a high tier character, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like you can play Epion, like, and you can do Epion has a DP which has like full body invincibility. Yeah. So you see him like do the unblockable normal, you do your DP, and the unblockable whiffs, and you hit him in the face. Right. Like there are ways around almost everything in the game.
And there's footsies too, because there's a boost.
Oh my god, I love that there's footsies in this game.
There's a boost canceling system, and you can literally like fly around, like Marvel style. And even there's even limitations to the flying because there's a boost system. And after you run out of boost, like you go back to the ground. So there's this metagame of like trying to like exhaust your opponent's resources too. There's a lot of stuff about exhausting resources and things like that.
And there's every character I think except Epion has a bullet resource that they have projectiles, but they can only use the projectiles as long as they have let's call it meter. Yeah. But you start with like 500 meter. Yeah. And or like 400 depending on your character. Yeah. And each like projectile takes so much meter, like 25, 50, 100 depending on what it is.
And I love that because every special move you know exactly how much meter you're exhausting. So there's that metagame of, you know, when do I use a special move? Should I use a special move now? Because, you know, I'm maybe exhausting my resources, or is there a better time to use it? There's like unblockable resets and stuff. I mean, unblockable resets, we just talked about that, but like, you know, wake up unblockables, like for example with Dragon Gundam, you can throw like flags into an unblockable. But the thing is that you can boost out of it too. So you can also watch your opponent's meter, and if they're out of boost, then you can go for that setup.
You can boost out of it, and you can just defend it as well. Apparently, like there are ways to block the unblockable setups, but you have to be really like precise. And there's also like a secondary guard system which takes boost, and depending on your character, you either dodge into the background or you get a bubble shield.
There's a give and take in the defense.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're losing boost when you do it, but the boost rebuilds. Yeah. So it's like you can't fly around now, but you got out of the unblockable mix-up.
There's a lot of checks and balances to it as well. I mean, there's a lot of characters that can do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. But the thing is that in order to do it, they have to actually hit with specific things, like, you know, getting them with a normal series on the ground, which is actually kind of hard to do in this game with certain characters, because certain characters are going to be running around all day, and it's going to be kind of hard to sit them down and like hit them with this magic series of a super. And also, you're also removing a super from your super bar, because remember, supers start off with 3 stocks at the beginning of the match, and that's it. That's all you have.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, you get 3 supers and that's it. Like I like that system too. I kind of like the idea that you start with meter and you can't build it. You have like this potential to do damage right at the beginning, but you have to choose when to utilize it, instead of being like, okay, I can, like a Marvel system or a Street Fighter system where like you have this infinite but capped amount of bar that you can build and you can make, and then you decide. I don't know, like I like the idea of having options at the start.
Right, all your options at the very beginning of the match.
And then, but then they diminish as it goes on. There are a lot of options overall in a game that you would think like isn't as legitimate as it is. Like it's a really decent game. Like there are characters who have like DP moves that are anti-air and stuff, and like they kind of work like Shotos, so you can still play that, or you can play like full zoning characters, and there's like heavy rushdown characters. It's a really legitimate fighting game that is just, I don't know, like it's, I think like people should start using this in poverty tournaments a lot.
I would highly recommend this. Anyone who does like a mystery grab bag tournament or something like that, definitely put this one in the mix.
Most definitely.
There's some very solid options, and it's just it's an all-around good game. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's a good game.
Like you will have fun.
Living here in Jersey.